Hello everyone, my name's Ulister and welcome to another episode of Hardcore Minecraft Season 2. Things are slowly starting to take shape around here. The last time we were stood in front of this library, it looked slightly different. For one, it was made entirely of wood, and it was a little bit smaller than it is now. And although we haven't yet finished the interior of it, you'll be able to see just how much bigger I've made it. This was where the original wall was, in this little trench here, and as you can see I've moved it outwards a couple of blocks and then off to the right here. I've also expanded it by about 7 or so, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in total. But I think this is going to look much better when it is finished. It does look a little bit strange now, considering these spruce logs kind of give it a border effect. But once I've put a roof on top of it and then added all the things on there that I'm planning to, it should look a lot better. But that's not why we're here. Once again, despite starting in front of the library, this is not what this video is going to be about. No, you see, whilst building this, whilst I was chopping down all of the wooden planks from here to make space for all of the stone, I kind of hit upon a problem that I have. In fact, it's a problem that you will usually get if you rush to get the mending enchant, and that is the durability of your tools starts falling. And you're faced with a decision. You're kind of thinking to yourself, well, I have mending. I shouldn't have to just repair this. I should be able to just get experience somewhere and repair it that way. And that's true, you should. The problem is, in the early game, there's not that many options that you have available to you, which is the issue I find myself in right now. I mean, sure, I could go and modify my mob farm that I've made. I could do that. But then that no longer becomes an AFK way to acquire resources. Instead, it becomes a AK way, at keyboard, to get experience, and I don't really want to change that. The other option, of course, is to go and make an Enderman farm in the end, but although I will be doing that eventually, it's not the kind of thing I want to do right now, because I've kind of got that lined up for when I eventually move over to that first village I came across. I start building up that area. It'll make more sense then to make an Enderman farm, because then I'll be much closer to the stronghold and the end anyway. But doing it now doesn't make that much sense because of the distance I'll have to travel, you know, all 30 seconds of it through the nether. So instead, I want to try something different here. I want to try a different way of getting experience. And the idea came to me when I was collecting resources from the furnaces when I was making the cracked blocks for the library walls. You see, one of the things that I keep forgetting is when you pick items up from a furnace after burning them, you get experience for it. And so I thought to myself, how would I use this to my advantage? Obviously, I can't just keep putting logs into here, because that means I have to go out and manually collect a bunch of logs, bring them back, burn them, and then collect the experience from the charcoal. Which, if I'm going to do that, I may as well just go ahead and modify the mob farm so I can be at the keyboard when that happens. However, you can also do the same thing with baked potatoes. And that you can automate. So here is my plan. I am going to enlist the help of these villagers, 2 of them specifically, in order to help me automate this process of making baked potatoes so I can just come along and get some free XP. The first question, of course, is where am I going to have this happen? Because, well, we've got a farm up here already. This gentleman, hi, how you doing, has made it quite clear that he enjoys farming, so we're going to keep you as a farmer. Have I traded with you yet? Have I traded? I have not. I did have potatoes, but I just burned them all in a furnace to make my point. Although you also appear to have potatoes here, so let's keep you here for now, and then we're going to use your skills later to get me what I want. Now, I also need to set up an area here for a second villager, because we're going to have to do something slightly questionable from a moral point of view. And aside from this villager, we're also going to need one more person. So I'm going to make a bit of space over here. I'm trying to plan out just how much space I need for this. Probably... I want to make the maximum size farm that I can for this. So let's just get rid of as much of this as I can. I can worry about landscaping properly later, but for now I just want to get the basic space all sorted. Because if this works, then my experience problems will be gone, at least until I make the Enderman farm. Now the first thing I'm going to need to do is set up a very small area for a second villager to live in order to supervise the farmer. Yes, we will call it supervising. So we just need to set up a very simple area. Just over here will do. I'm going to need more blocks than that. Luckily, I have some andesite. This is just a temporary thing. We're going to make this look a lot better later on, of course. After some careful consideration, I've decided that I might need a little bit more space for this project. So instead of building it over there next to those houses, I have moved up onto this plateau up here. And this is where I will be making my supervisor spot. Right here. On this spot here, centralizing it, and instead of just one farm that the supervisor will need to look after, they will need to look after 4 farms, because things are going to get busy around here, and I need someone who will be able to step up to the task, to be able to do all of this work. It's not going to be easy work, but it's an important job that somebody will need to do. Just not me. And here we are with a mostly complete potato XP farm. I say mostly complete because from a mechanical point of view, all the innards of this are working fine. It makes XP, it bakes potatoes, everything's working. But this like outside presentation part, yeah, this all needs a bit of work. Let's be real. Like maybe I can turn it into a sort of greenhouse kind of thing. That'll work very well, wouldn't it? That'll go well with this setup I've got going. Maybe kind of, I don't know, convince the iron golem to move. What do you think? Do you agree with me on this one? Yeah? Should I get rid of the iron golem? Hello? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hey, could you? I'm just asking you a question. Don't ignore. Hey. Some people. Anyway, let me show you how this works. What happens is these guys around the outside pick potatoes that are ripe from the ground, and then they try and feed it to this very hungry villager in the middle. He's very hungry, doesn't have any food. And these guys around the outside try to feed him. They try and be helpful, they try and feed him, but it doesn't work because, I saw that. You were trying to escape. No, go back to your work. Go back to your work. There we go. They try to feed him. I sound like some kind of evil overlord or something. I mean, I guess I am. They're all trapped. They can't get out. But they try and feed the guy in the middle. And the minecarts with hoppers in them catch all the food. And then they, in turn, feed it into the hoppers that they've got underneath themselves. So underneath each of these minecarts is a hopper leading downwards. So far, so good? Excellent. And underneath the farm, I have built this little room here, which again needs some decoration work done to it, because it's just extremely bare bones at the moment, but that's kind of what I do. I just build things as like a proof of concept, and then I make them look better later. But anyway, this room is directly underneath the farm upstairs, and what happens is, if I just get rid of that torch and break through the wood here, you'll be able to see what's happening. So, over here, we have the potatoes coming down. They get fed from the hoppers upstairs into a dispenser, which spits them down into a water chute here. This block here is where they all move across, into another hopper, into a chest, into another hopper. And then at the back here, this is where I have set up my automatic smelting system, where what happens is, I brought some potatoes with me so I can show you, is as soon as something enters this chest and gets fed down into here, as soon as something enters this hopper here, it triggers all the redstone, and, well, you'll see. If I put a potato in there, minecart comes along, empties the hopper, gets sent back, and then because more potatoes have gone in, like, you see what's happening. It's like a constant system here, just gonna get emptied, and then because it empties out, it gets sent back, etc, etc. So that happens back and forth until this is completely empty. And while that's going on, it sends all of the potatoes down into these furnaces here, and then they get sent in turn into this box here. Now the question is, how do I stop the potatoes from being sent through the hopper system underneath? By flicking this lever, because this is attached to a redstone line which goes behind the furnaces. I could probably show you that as well, actually, if I'm careful about what I cut. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Here we go. So this comes behind here. That's where the lever is at this point here, and it comes around here and leads into all of these repeaters, and these in turn activate or deactivate all of these redstone torches. Now when these torches are active, nothing can enter or leave these hoppers, which is why now at least one baked potato is in each of these furnaces. If I were to flick that switch again, they would all just go through. But I don't want to do that, because the only way that you can collect the experience, let me just fix my mess here, the only way that you can collect the experience stored in the furnaces is if you manually take something out of them, which is why I've built this switch in the first place. Otherwise, well, I would just make endless amounts of potatoes and no XP to show for it. So let's look at what I currently have here. Let me just swap the shield for my pickaxe, hold my regular axe, and I've got some damage on the elytra here, but that's fine. So this has been running for quite some time. So let's see how much experience has been stored and how much repairing I can get from this. So remember, these have all been running, and we've got about that many, however many baked potatoes that is, worth of experience in all of these furnaces. So let's see how repaired my gear can get. The first thing to get repaired should be the elytra. Okay, making progress. Good. Nice, that was a nice one. You can very slowly see the bar in the bottom with the regular axe fill up. I'm not sure if there's like an order it prefers things in, but the elytra is now completely mended, which is great. Okay, we're almost back at half durability with this regular axe. I'm liking this. Okay, there we are. That was all 6 of those. And as you can see, the durability has gone way up. It was kind of like down here, close to the handle at one point, but now it's well over half. I'd say this is a viable system. It takes a bit of time to get all of these potatoes, and of course then you're left with all of these potatoes, but it works. It's a system that works. This does lead me to think, though, could I just make a bigger farm upstairs to get more potatoes, and therefore more experience? It's something worth thinking about, at least. Before I end this episode, though, there's something else I would like to show you. Something else I've been working on whilst I was waiting for all those potatoes to get cooked, and it's over there in this direction. Can you guess what it is before I change the camera angle? You got 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Library. Externally complete. I think. I'm not too sure what I think about the glass panes that I've put there on the windows up top. I'm not sure about that, but I like the contrast with the dark oak stairs and the acacia stairs. I like the curve I've got going here, but I'm not sure about the glass windows, the gigantic glass windows. Maybe I need to do something else with them, but I'll think about it. It is completely built, except for the internal part. Just ignore this bit. This needs work still. I haven't got enough stone yet to do this. But what are you doing up there? How did you... I know there are stairs here, but can you even do that? Could you just climb up here and jump up? Oh. Alright, well that explains how you did it, but still, be careful. You're gonna take damage. I'm taking precautions. I don't trust him. There you go. You're now safe from yourself. I'd say this has been a very successful and productive episode. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.